We are finally starting with roofing. So guys, we are finally starting with roofing. In my previous video I indicated that we were looking for roofing options and I was highlighting why we got delayed. So finally we are starting with roofing. So guys, we are at Toyane today. I am so excited. I'm excited that we are here. Now it's spring. You can actually see that things are changing now that it is spring. So even the plants that we actually planted last year, I can see here, I can see our like sweet potatoes. They're starting to come up from the ground, but we still have to plant here. We still have to till the ground and be able to plant. But I actually see that our bananas that we have here, they are actually now starting to grow. It's a pity that they got delayed because the bananas that we have at the city, they are actually now yielding fruits. So guys, we are still waiting for the rains. It has rained, but it hasn't rained as much for us to be able to start plowing. That's why we are still waiting. And I can actually see here that we've got some holes here that Spewer has actually dug for us so that we can be able to plant trees. So I want to plant trees and we want to plant fruit trees. So this place, it is dry because there are it is windy. Besides that, it is dry, but it is also windy because it doesn't have trees. As you can see, it's so barren, it doesn't have trees. Most people here do not keep trees except the trees that are naturally growing by themselves. But we don't have trees. We don't have trees. We had shrubs that were naturally growing here, but they were more like weeds than trees, and they were not growing organized. But now we want to grow trees. I know we've taken longer for us to be able to grow trees here. It's simple because it is a dry place. It's wet when it's a wet season, but at the same time it is dry when it is a dry season. It's very, very dry now. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me just show you quick. So here, look at this. Look at how dry the soil is. It even comes up as red at the bottom. So we want to plant trees here on these holes. We asked Pure to help us dig some holes here. And I was talking about the sweet potatoes. So you see how dry this place is. So here it used to be a sweet potato patch, but you can already see that the sweet potatoes are coming back. This is sweet potatoes, but we'll have to replant. So it means we may be able to remove some of these plants and be able to replant here, or we'll just leave it and then allow it to grow once it has grown and then replant it again. But the whole place needs to be planting. So this is one of the trees that we have here. Not sure which tree is this, or it's a nachi tree or an orange tree, but it's one of the fruit trees. So it's growing slowly, like compared to the ones at the city. So this is supposed to be our avocado tree. As you can see now, it's growing. But all of these trees that we planted last year, they actually growing slowly because this place is so dry. So we've got more holes here. This is one of them also over here. That's a hole that we're going to use for planting our trees. And then we've got more plants here. No, more holes here. More holes here where we're going to plant. So we didn't want to bring the trees because we thought that they were going to die. And also here we don't have someone to look after the trees. Polan is no longer here anymore. So we didn't want to bring the trees when we don't have someone to look after them to be able to plant. To be able to water the plants. So we've got a few more holes. So we are going to use these holes to plant our trees, which is good. So I am really excited, but we're just waiting for rains. For the rainy seasons. A rainy season, or the rains to actually start. So that is it, guys. That's our home. That is our home. I am so excited that we are starting with our roofing project. In terms of whether we've made a decision, definitely we have made a decision in terms of what we are going to be installing. It's not a cheap option, but It's a decision that we have actually made. So this is our bananas. These bananas are growing slowly than they were supposed to, because by now the bananas that we have in Durban, they are this height, actually this height, my height, or even they are even taller than I am. These ones, they keep on doing this. You see, it's like we've got dry bananas. They grow and then they die, they grow and then they die. So that's basically what we've been struggling with. They're not growing as fast as they're supposed to. So we just need to, I don't know what plan we need to make so that we can allow them to actually grow. So, but we need to make a plan. So there are so many projects. There are so many projects that we need to embark on here. So one of the reasons why we're here today is because now we don't have someone staying here full time because Kolani left. So because of that, we just wanted to check. We have people who's looking after the place, like not on a full-time basis. He checks because he has his house nearby. So he checks because his house is our neighbor. So he checks and comes and check on things and go back to his home, unlike someone that is staying full-time here. So we just came to check how things are. So that's why we are here, but also just to appreciate the fact that we are going to be starting with the roofing, which got delayed. So but now we are going to start with roofing. So whilst waiting for rains, we are going to be roofing, and then shortly when the rains have started, then now we're gonna really start planting our trees, planting our veggies, not veggies and trees. That's basically what we're going to be doing. So this whole area we're going to be using to plant your maize, all the other plants that you can plant, maize, beans, those type of plants. Whereas on the other hand, here we're going to be planting things like your kale, your spinach, and all of those type of all seasons plants. So on the we've got this driveway. So on the left hand side of the driveway, we're planting all seasons plants. On the right hand side of the driveway, we're going to be planting things like your maize and stuff like that. So I can't wait, guys. This is going to be an exciting and a busy season. So this is it, guys. We are here at Toya, and welcome to this channel. If you have not subscribed, consider subscribing. So this is one of our village videos. So we are building at the village. That's basically what we are showing here, building at the village and how life would look like once we are here at the village, or how people live here at the village. People here at the village, before they used to have the rondevels. See that structure over there? This is where we are building. This is where we are cooking. Let me just show you. If we're new here, for the benefit of those people that are new, we've got a structure that we are using to cook. So before people used to cook in these structures, or actually they used to live in this type of structures. It's nowadays that the houses are now modernized. As you can see, we're building a modern type of a structure. But before, people used to have things like this. They will either have a small house, and then, or a bigger house. I'm going to show you one of the bigger houses that we still have here. But most people are now building modern houses. So here, this is what we did for ourselves, and we are cooking here. So I want to change this. I'm not sure how to change it, but I'm going to talk to the builder and see whether he can help us to change it and make it look nicer, and maybe to be half complete or to be complete, because it's been like this for quite a while. But focus obviously is roofing. And then we also built the structure as our storage, and also to have someone stay in here and looking after the place. So that's what we have here. And then so far we don't have the toilet. We have had that toilet that we are hiring or renting out for quite a while now, because we wanted to build the toilet somewhere over there next to this old toilet next to this old structure. I wanted to build a toilet here, and then we realized that there is a lot of water coming underground, or also coming, because our land is sloping, so it's raining, all the water comes from there and then it will go inside here. So basically this place, when it's raining, it looks dry now, very dry, but when it's raining it's also wet and muddy. So it's just different type of soil. You see here, when it's raining, this place gets full with water. So that is where we wanted to have a toilet, but we have since changed our minds because we're still trying to figure out how to have a toilet without contaminating groundwater. Because you see now, when you've got seepage and things like that, then you will contaminate groundwater. So all of this place, all of this area, we would need to clean it up, because the way it is now is too dirty and too full of weeds and things like that and shrubs. We would need to clean that up. And what I like here, we've got a lot of palm trees. I've always talked about the palm trees. I love palm trees. That's why I always talk about them. So we've got a lot of palm trees. So some of the palm trees, we're going to move them from where they are and then bring them inside. So we just have to find a way of digging them out and move them inside. So you see here also, this is another palm tree. We may need to move it from where it is, because it's here by the toilet, and move it to where it's going to be useful, because where it is, it's not really useful. But we've got that. We've got, I think, 3 palm trees around inside our yard. So, and then obviously others there outside. That is a stream, basically. It's a seasonal stream. It's wetland, whatever that you want to call it. When it's raining, then you can see a little bit of water, but it's not like a river per se. So so some of the water we were getting for construction, we were getting there at the bottom, because we excavated something like a pond, and then we're getting water from there. But most of our water we were getting from the tank, because we were getting we had a tanker bring the water and using the tank. So that is basically what we've been here, and we have checked on things. Things look okay. There's nothing to be worried about, except that we just need to get on with work and then start constructing. So or continue with construction, continue with the roofing. So I think that's one of the reasons why we came here, because we wanted to see if everything is in order, and at the same time appreciate or have a discussion with that gentleman that looks after the house for us, just to highlight what to expect as we are now going to be planning for our roofing. That's the reason why we came. So we have not, he was, when he left home, we thought that he was going to be around, but he's not around. But we actually phoned him just to give him the expectations, and also to receive people that are going to be bringing in material during the week, so that we can start with the construction. We're probably going to start with the roofing. If we get all the material that we require, we're probably going to start this week, actually. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And now, as we are approaching October, so it means also probably the rains are going to start, and then we can now proceed with planting. So yeah, like as I said, there are so many projects that we are looking forward to, but obviously there are ones that we're prioritizing more than others. The roofing is one of those that we are prioritizing now. We want to make sure that we are dried in, we have roofed the house, and then we've got the windows and the doors and all the other things that follow after that. Then we'll do them slowly but surely, not in a rush, because it's not like we are in a hurry per se. The only things that we were hurrying the roof, the doors. We wanted to be dried in this season, and then we can probably do things like your plumbing and things like that, just to allow for water to pass, because as I've said here, when it's raining, it's not a nice scene to behold. So all of this area gets flooded with water. We can't even park inside here when it's raining. So we're even talking that here on this driveway, we may need to build it, because when it's raining, you can't come in. It gets slippery. So those are the things that we still be planning for. But as I've said, some of these are not really a priority. We're doing things slowly but surely. That's how we're going to be managing things here. But I think there are other things that we need, or there are other projects that we need to be done faster than others. for us to realize the benefits of having this beautiful homestead. Because the reason why we had this homestead was for us to use and enjoy and benefit from it. So hence we need to start developing those activities that will make us realize that it was a good decision for us to have this homestead, like planting, like having a chicken coop, like maybe a goat crawl, or a cow crawl. My husband is not looking forward to any cows. Says cows are high maintenance, so he's fine with small type of animals like your chickens, your all types of other birds, maybe goats, maybe, but cows, he says no, they're high maintenance. For me, I still love a cow or two because I feel like we need to get mass mass or sour milk, because for me it's one of those things that are supposed to be a signature for having a homestead at the village. So that's basically my mindset, to say, why are you having this if you cannot have those agricultural village type of activities? If you cannot perform them at this place, then why have the place? If you wanna have the place managed like the place at the city, then why have it in the first place? So that's the reason. Homestead. So that's the structure that I was talking about. That is our first structure that we built. That was like a milestone to have that. Actually, it was a milestone. Maybe one of these days I'll have a time lapse type of a video where I show when we're looking for land, from when we're looking for land up until where we are today, until now building our homestead. So that is it, guys. Another one of my beautiful flex is this beautiful gate of ours. I love this gate, really do. I love this gate. I didn't think that it was going to be this beautiful. Farm gate. Okay, so if you come from the side, it's got these side walls. It's got this side walls. See, this is how it looks on the side. That is how it looks on the side. Show you how the other houses here at the village are. This is how they look like. The person that looks after our homestead, they come from that family. So those rondavels, that's basically what people used to have. And some of those rondavels used to be thatched. But nowadays, this is how we are building our homesteads. But before, it was just only those rondavels. Some of them were already thatched. So that's basically that. So nowadays, people are just building modern type of houses at the village. So this is our village home. So I love this beautiful gate. It is so beautiful, very beautiful. Yes, guys, our farm gate. Farm gate.